Hi guys, what we've got here? Well, we've got another V8, another 3.5 to be in fact. This is out of Martin's V8 Auto P6. It came in for a refresh. Cut a long story short, it's previously had a rebuild, but Martin had a couple of issues with it. A, it pinking, and B, it fouling up plugs. Well, on the plug fouling, we stripped it down. The bores looked pretty iffy, should we say. So it's had a rebore and a set of 9.35 pistons. Now, in part of its previous rebuild, it was fitted with a set of 10 bolt heads. Now, yeah, 10 bolt heads are good, but 10 bolt heads on a 10.5 to 1 or 10.5 to 1 compression engine give a compression of something like 11 to 1. So the compression ratio was too high, hence why it wanted to pink. So then the ignition timing was retarded to try and stop it pinking, which takes away the power. Anyway, so we've done a refresh on it. It's had new set crank bearings, it's had a rebore, 9.35 pistons. The heads, I merely checked they were flat looking and checked the valves for sealing, the heads were refitted. The camshaft, I'll be honest, I don't know what the cam is. I'll probably get back to the cam later. I don't know what the cam is, but the cam was mint, as were the followers. So bear in mind there are quality issues with a lot of what's available at the moment. Seeing as it was completely unworn, I chose to reinstall it. And there we go. Carbs are standard HS6s. The airbox has got bigger cone K&N air filters in it. And I know from previous testing that is worth around 3 horsepower. So not a big gain, but the air filter's worth about 3 horsepower. If we'd use an SD1 airbox as well, there's a bit more power there because the bigger air intake, but it is what it is. Now, this engine, I've already run it, I've already dynoed it. There's a graph up there. But I want to do, it's sat for a couple of days now, so I want to do a cold start on it, see what it starts like cold, and then I'll do a few gentle part throttle pulls just to double check the air fuel ratio, and then we'll go for it and give it some beans. And then I'll tell you what I think the cam is based on what the numbers are. So, you ready, boys? Should we make some more? Right, hopefully you can hear me over the pumps and the extractors and everything else. As you say, the engine is absolutely stone cold. It's not run for a couple of days. So I just want to try a cold start. So I'm going to manually, the choke paper's not connected, pull the choke on and press the start button. Can't answer that, can ya? That's all right for a cold start, isn't it? Right guys, here we are, we're finished. Now I said at the beginning that I didn't actually know what the cam was, and I was going to come back to it later. Because this engine, as I say, has already had a previous rebuild. It had been, should we say, honed badly. Set of 4.6 heads that had clearly had some refurbishment work. and yeah, it had a standard timing chain and gear in it, which was a bit slack. So when I put it back together, we put new standard sprockets, top and bottom, genuine ones, which left the chain a lot tighter. And I put back the same cam. Now, I believe the cam was standard. Look at this. I don't think it is. So what did it do? Because we did 168 horsepower, and on this run, this was 213 pound-foot of torque. Now, unfortunately, I can't overlay this, but this almost identically matches the rusty Rover I did a couple of years back. Belonged to Sean. And basically, it's the same engine. Okay, that engine had SD1 heads, but that had SD1 heads that had a little bit planed on them, off them steel gaskets. So it was around 9.8 to 1. This engine has got thinner 10-bolt heads, and it's got 9.35 pistons. So that gives this one just shy of 10 to 1. So compression's pretty much in the ballpark. Same HS6s. We had in the rusty one, we had bigger SD1 filters. This has got cone-shaped K&N, so not a lot of difference. Yeah, so the power and torque is nearly identical. Now, if any of you Ford boys are still watching at this point, you're going, oh, yeah, but 167, 168 brake horsepower, that's nothing to write home about. My Z-Tech does that, or my Pinto does that, and this is true. But if you only took brake horsepower, you're missing part of the point. Your Z-Tech or your Pinto isn't going to do nearly 220 pound-foot torque at just over 2,000 RPM. You put your Z-Tech in your in a ton-and-a-half car with an automatic gearbox and ask it to plough forward at low speed, it's not going to. So if you took pure brake horsepower, especially when you're talking V8, you're kind of missing the point. But anyway, so there we go. We've got, I think this cam is a Hurricane cam because it so closely matches others I've done with the same Hurricane cam. There we go. Air fuel ratio, lovely flat line. It's probably, because it's in the 13s, nudging towards the 14s, it's a bit leaner than I leave most things, but this car is not going racing around. This car's never going to be held at 4,000 RPM full throttle. The car's nice. It's just not going to sit there. So, you know, this is full throttle. Cruise is a bit leaner still. It's a little rich at idle, but do you know what? I'm going to leave it like that because that makes it nice to start, easy running, less fussy cold. Yeah. So all in all, I'm pretty pleased with this. Nice flat lines, nice smooth curves, runs nice. If some of the dyno runs, you've noticed it kind of a howling noise when you load it up. That's the noise of the absorber on the back of the dyno working to hold high torque at low RPM back. And there we are. Short video this one because you've kind of already seen this all before. But Martin wanted a bit of video footage of his engine on the dyno, so I might as well make a video out of it. On that bombshell, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, and I've got more stuff coming for you. In particular, I've got some cam tests on some mild road going cams in a Pinto, and I've got some more Z-Techs on the way. Catch you on the flip side, guys.